Hi you, Annie said softly. Go home now. The octopus lifted two of his tentacles as if to wave goodbye, then slipped under the surface of the water and vanished. Chapter 11. Goodbye, mates. Jack looked up. The captain, the professor, and the crew members were all gazing silently down at the water. Henry gave the captain a salute. The captain saluted back. Then everyone on board clapped and shouted. Overhead the clouds had disappeared, as if a curtain had been pulled away from the sky. Pink and red swirls of light streaked the blue. The cheering died down. Let us disturb these waters no more, commanded the captain. Unfurl the sails. Get the steam up in the boilers. Henry turned to Jack and Annie. While they prepare the ship, shall we return you to shore? He asked. Yes, please, said Annie. Jack just nodded. He was totally exhausted. As Joe and Tommy started rowing back toward land, the wind shifted and died down to a breeze. I predict a fine clear night tonight, said Tommy. And tomorrow too, said Joe. The wind should be brisk. A good time to sail, said Tommy. When they drew close to shore, Tommy and Joe both jumped out of the boat, splashing through the shallows. They pulled the boat up onto the beach. Jack and Annie hopped out. Henry climbed out after them. Thanks, Jack said to the sailor. Henry walked with Annie and Jack up to the dunes. Are you sure he'll be all right? He asked. What will you do when night comes on? Don't worry, said Jack. We'll get back to our parents before dark. Lucky you, Henry said wistfully. I wish I could be back to my own family before dark. I hope you keep having a good voyage, said Annie. And I hope you learn a lot, said Jack. Bye. Wait, before you go, said Henry. I want to give you something. Henry reached into the pocket of his vest and took out the beautiful Nautilus shell. The real reason I ran into my lab when the storm came was to get this, he said. I didn't want to risk losing it, but now I would like to give it to you. Oh no, Henry, you love it. You keep it, said Annie. I do love it, said Henry, but I want you too to have it. Today you taught me. No, you taught all of us an important lesson. It is a dark day in the deep sea when we cause innocent creatures to suffer. The professor said we can conquer our fears through knowledge, but you taught us that our fears can best be conquered through compassion. Even we scientists must never forget to have compassion for all living creatures. My compassion for the little creature that once lived in this shell made me very happy. Oh man, thought Jack, that's the secret. Henry held out the gleaming Nautilus shell, and Annie took it from him. Thanks, Henry, said Annie. We promise to take very good care of it. Thank you, said Henry. He brushed his hand across his eyes. Well, I must say goodbye now. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Henry saluted them. Before Jack and Annie could say anything, the scientist turned and walked briskly back to the rowboat. Let's go, Annie said to Jack. Jack and Annie walked around the dunes and headed through the seagrass to the rope ladder. Then they climbed back into the treehouse and looked out the window. The rowboat was gliding over the shimmering water of the sunlit sea, heading back to the HMS Challenger. Goodbye, mate, said Jack. Our mission, said Annie, as if she just remembered. She looked at Jack. We didn't discover the secret of happiness. Yes, we did, said Jack with a smile. Henry said it actually. A secret of happiness is having compassion for a living creatures. Compassion? Said Annie. Yeah, that means feeling sympathy. Henry said it actually. A secret of happiness is having compassion for all living creatures. Compassion? Said Annie. Yeah, that means feeling sympathy and love for them, said Jack. Oh sure, Annie said matter-of-factly. Loving other creatures makes me really happy. I wonder why some people don't get that. I don't know, said Jack. Too bad they have to see a miracle first. Like an octopus talking, said Annie. I know what you mean, said Jack. The octopus just being an octopus is the real miracle, Annie smiled. And Henry's seashell. The little creature inside him too, she said. He was a miracle too. She held out the shining shell. Jack took the shell from her and carefully put it in his backpack. The shell will help us remember the secret, he said. I think we always knew it, said Annie. Henry just put it into words for us. Come on, let's go. Annie picked up the Pennsylvania book and turned to the picture of the Frog Creek woods. "Let me go home," she said, repeating the strange sounds from the octopus. Jack smiled. He started to tell her to say it right, but before he could, the treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster, then everything was still, absolutely still. Soft raindrops spattered against the roof of the treehouse. "I love being home," said Annie. "Me too," said Jack with a sigh. Jack and Annie strapped on their bike helmets and pulled on their sneakers. Then Jack took the research book out of his pack and put in their library books. "All I want to do now is go into our warm, dry house and see Mom and Dad," said Annie. "Me too," said Jack, "and read one of my new library books." "And eat dinner," said Annie. "A good dinner," said Jack. "No stale biscuits or lime juice." He slipped on his backpack and no pea soup. "Pea soup?" asked Annie. But Jack had already started down the ladder and then read a little more and climbed into bed. He continued. "A warm, dry bed and a warm, dry house," said Annie, following him. "Yep," said Jack, stepping onto the wet ground. "I guess the octopus just wanted to go home too. Hey, I wonder if he has a name." Said Annie. She and Jack climbed on their bikes. "I think his name might be Charles." "That sounds right," said Jack, laughing. "I wonder if Charles has an octopus wife." "An octopus kid? I bet he does," said Annie. "And I bet he couldn't wait to get home and hold them in all 8 of his arms." Jack laughed again. "Yeah, I bet you're right," he said. Then he and Annie took off riding through the Frog Creek woods. The rain fell harder, but it didn't matter. They were heading home.